So I would request all the panel speakers to kindly come on stage. This panel is being moderated by Dr. Ajit Salvi, our eminent panelist, Dr. Prashant Bhave, Dr. Sunita Purushottam, Dr. Milind Kulkarni, Mr. Yogen Parikh, Mr. Avinash Kate. Can we please have you all on stage? We have Ms. Revati Shidhaye, right? On behalf of Mr. Avinash Kate, she is she's an engineer, executive engineer. Can we please have you on stage, ma'am, for the panel discussion?
Good morning, all. So, the real show begins now after inaugural session, and as I said, the entire conference is with full of knowledge and discussion, panel discussion, and even some presentations are also there. So I think our first panel discussion is about environmental issues of Mumbai and the solution, whatever possible solution. So all eminent speakers are on the dais, and all panelists. You'll see that though that I think Mamta, she has already introduced. But let me tell you the depth of our panel. See, Professor Bhave, he is from academician and working professional consultant and so many things. He is from VJTI. Then Sunita Purushottam having lots of experience from the actual Mahindra Lifespace and all. So real actual experience from the field that she will deliver. Then next to that, Revati, Mrs. Revati Shidhaye is there. She is from BMC, looking after environment and climate change department, and our conference is for that only. So really a proper person what we have selected. Next to that, I always say very young fellow, young champ, Yogen Parikh, only age of 70. 78, see. So, almost more than 50 years he has spent in the work, in sewage treatment, environment and so many things. So he is there. And then next to that, everybody well aware about the Dr. Milind Kulkarni. Anyway, look, coming back to the session part, I will just introduce for the 2 minutes and then we'll go for the discussion part. Morning I was talking about the Prakruti and all. Okay. So let me tell you on a simple side, when you talk about the human being, in Ayurveda we consider that there is a three dosh, that is what Vat, Pitta and Kapha. And any imbalance in these particular three things, then your Prakruti is not good. Your Prakruti is not good. Similarly, on a larger environment, we talk about Pancha Mahabhuta. Pancha Mahabhuta, that is what earth, water, air, fire and space. And again, any imbalance in that particular Pancha Mahabhuta, and definitely the Prakruti of earth is also in trouble. In a panel initial discussion, Madam Sunita has already said that when earth is in a not a good place, or Prakruti of the earth is in a trouble, then definitely we are also in trouble. That is there. So let us understand that. Now, so far this today's discussion is concerned, I can say that we are focusing on Mumbai. Mumbai is a part of a MMR region, surrounded by around 11 municipal corporations, all municipal corporations. So Mumbai's environment is not only related to Mumbai, but it is having lots of whatever activities happening on surrounding, that is what MMR region, that is what very important. Mumbai is a coastal city. So whatever is happening about the land bridge, sea bridge, that also affects what is happening on the, so far even hourly change in the air pollution is concerned. That takes place. My point is what? So that is what the really critical aspects of Mumbai. See, 2 days back, Times of India said that, yes, whatever the AQI, the air quality index, that all other technical discussion we will do later on, but particulate matter 2.5, there is a substantial rise compared to pre-pandemic. So that is what the Times of India says. You will find that Maharashtra Pollution Control Board report, that also indicates about what is happening about the overall environment of the Mumbai, and that is also in a main trouble. So this is what the effects, but at the same time, do you mean to say that nothing is happening on the controlling side? No. Government is also looking after for that purpose. Say, Maharashtra is the first state where the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board established in somewhere in 1970. So it is not like that we are awakened now. So So they have taken much before. 1970, that was the establishment year of Maharashtra Pollution Control Board. It is not that today they have awakened. So that is also there. See, you can say about 1986 Environment Protection Act and solid waste management is concerned. You talk about every part of the solid waste management and there are rules, guidelines, regulation, acts are there. So, so far the sewage disposal is concerned, NGT, Supreme Court, they have made the necessary intervention and there are lots of the guidelines are also there. My point is what? There are some troubles, there are some guidelines, there are some, say, initiatives by the government, by the municipal local body. Say, BMC has come forward with the climate budget. In the afternoon session, we will have a discussion on climate budget of Mumbai also. So it is not like that government is not doing anything. BMC is not doing anything. But still the problem is there. Still the problem is there. And I think all these eminent panelists are here to discuss all these issues and give some innovative solutions about that. That is what expected. So let us start. I can request you have a round of applause for my all expert and eminent panelists, and we'll start again. I think now I can sit, no sir? Okay, thank you. Otherwise, my Prakruti will be in trouble. Yes, yes. Okay, as I said, basically let us start with the theory, base part. And when our Guruji is here, so I start with the first question with the Guruji, that is what Professor Bhave. So Bhave sir, can you tell me what are the environmental issues of the Mumbai? And say it is there, environmental issues are there. But why these issues are become so grave in Mumbai? What are the reasons? Can you just enlighten about this?
Good morning, namaskar. A very good morning once again to the panelists. Prakruti is the name which is written over there and everyone is talking for the last 35 minutes about Prakruti. But before coming to Prakruti, sir, as Dr. Ajit Salvi has asked, that what are the environmental problems of Mumbai. So let us again refresh what are the environmental issues or the environmental problems which we consider it. Everyone knows about the earth and the Prakruti, the nature. Nature has given us air, water, soil in the pristine condition. Coincidentally, little fortunate I am that I have seen Antarctica also. So I have seen that part of the land, 7th continent, leave apart the other continents. I have seen that nature which is over there where there is no habitation. Except the Indian scientific team of 50 members, there were none. So what kind of environment, what kind of nature was there, what kind of nature was here or is here expected? When we come to talk about the air, water, soil which is provided by the nature to us, and if we compare and talk about where we are today, is we have added something to it. And this addition has come much above the sustainability, much above the sustaining power of anything. I probably, if I talk as a human being, I can lift probably 30 kgs or 50 kgs or 40 kgs, whatever you call it. I am not a weightlifter. But if you will keep on adding a few kilograms to it, it will become difficult and later on it will break down. Now, where are we if it comes to talking about the nature given things like air, water, soil? And now the next is, if we have adulterated it, if we have added something to it, to what extent we have. Now next thing is the problems of Mumbai. We are sitting in Mumbai. Why Mumbai? Why talk about Mumbai? Not because we are in Mumbai. Mumbai is one to which everyone in India follows. If you talk about MCGM or the BMC is the one which leads on all the fronts related to the environment. If it comes to the technology, coincidentally I'm little junior to Parikh, and 38 years I am with VJTI and working fortunately for 30 years with environment. No one used to attend to the environmental conferences earlier. To be very frank, I am telling it to you. We used to shout, I used to talk. We have one of the postgraduate course in environmental engineering from 1962. Professor R.C. Wala belonged to us. But now it has picked up to the extent that everyone is talking about sustainability, everyone is talking about green building, green company. Why? Because it has come to the point where it is going to break down now. It has already broken. So when it comes to Mumbai, think of why Mumbai. Mumbai has got a population of 1.4 crores plus minus. And don't go by the number 1.25 to 1.3. I take it as 1.4 crores, 14 million, 140 lakhs. Is it a joke to supply water to 140 lakh people with a rate of 135, 120 liters per capita per day? What happens to the water when it is used? 80% of it returns back to us as the wastewater. Now we are coming up with the treatment plants. But what was earlier? And if this is the state of Mumbai, then we have to think. And that is why we are here. Are we not thinking? Yes, Mumbai Municipal Corporation has started thinking 2 decades back, 3 decades back. Now they have come to the extent of environment division, cell, climate change, cell. Water, wastewater. What about the solid waste? We never bothered about solid waste. Devna dumping ground, 120 hectares. Unofficially 145 hectares of land. 1 hectare is 100 meters by 100 meters. Just imagine. I'll take a pause. 100 meters by 100 meters multiplied by 120 is the size. A heap of 20 meters. All done, complete. Long back. We are searching. Where is the land? We don't have a piece of land. We are talking about the tenement, green building, green apartment, green city, smart city. What about the air? How many vehicles were there? How many are there? I live very close to the place where we are meeting now. The Western Express Highway I can see from my window for 1.5 kilometers. And it is all full of vehicles, 46 lakhs vehicles. How to accommodate these vehicles, sir? Where to accommodate? All the 6 lanes. South, towards the south of Mumbai and towards the north of Mumbai. Nowadays, north of Mumbai also is full of vehicles. I travel 15.6 kilometers to VJTI. I used to drive. It used to take 28 minutes. Then it started taking 55 minutes. Now it takes 1 hour and 40 minutes. Is it a joke? 15 kilometers to travel with this speed. And then everyone is looking at you as Mumbai. Why? Because whatever you will do it, we will follow that. Because you have best of the technologies available, you have best of the companies available with you, those who can provide the consultancy, those who can provide you, best of the funding is available to you, best of the institutes are there, best of the researchers are there. So that is why we are looking at you. So sir, when it comes to Mumbai, Mumbai's problems are grave. Everyone understands about water, everyone understands about air, everyone now started understanding about solid waste. When I will come probably the next round, I will talk about little about the solid waste. But this is where we all have to think whole day, 8 hours. And then the eminent experts sitting over here from the field, from the academia, from the corporation, they will also highlight on this. So sir, thank you very much. Sorry if I have taken a little longer, but I need to tell you the basics from where we have to start.
So generally, if the mic goes to Professor Bhave, he starts the VJTI lecture always.
That is why I said only this on with where I have started 10:46 to 10:58. So I had to restrict looking at everyone's slot.
And he was very happy that environmental experts are there. So this is the chance.
This is a chance.
Anyway, so he nicely pointed out the problem related to Mumbai, about water, about the solid waste, about the liquid waste, soil and all. And apart from that, he explained about why that problem becomes grave. What are the difficulties? What are the problems? How BMC is trying to solve that? All these aspects are there. Now, coming back to the one aspect of the every problem, say you will find that Mumbai every day we are supplying 3850 million liters of the water, fresh water to the Mumbai. Every day that particular water is consumed and it becomes a sewage. That is what wastewater. Considering leakage and all aspects and all, almost 2,600 MLD sewage is what discharged into the what creek, sea or whatever it may be. There are lots of slums are there. So where proper sewerage connections are not there. So I am just trying to tell you 2600 million liters of the sewage. Chennai is having the water supply of 800 MLD and we are generating 2,600 sewage. Try to understand the problem of Mumbai. So I think for this particular issue, I should go to Mr. Yogen Parikh and he will be the right person to talk about. So my question is what are the environmental issues related to the untreated and partially treated discharge into sea or what into the creek? Because say whatever the NGT guidelines are given, still it is not as per the requirement, still it is not matching. So what are the issues particular to sewage, untreated sewage? Yogen sir.
Thank you, Dr. Salvi, and good morning, everybody.
I request all panelists try to be very brief about within a 3 or 4 minutes because we have round up questions and all.
I thought I will take the whole day to answer his question.
I know.
He says take 3 minutes. Already he mentioned 4 or 5 issues of Bombay and he says 3 minutes to answer. But he also told me restrict yourself to sewage, wastewater. So I will not talk about solid waste, I will not talk about air pollution, etc. etc. So talking of sewage, I was fortunate to be associated with the design of sewage treatment plants way back in 1978 for the World Bank aided project. We had then recommended 7 sewage treatment plants and I'm happy to see that at least the tenders have come out and probably they will be implemented. That's the speed at which our government works, but we can't help it. Anyway, let's leave aside that. The problem is that we are looking at sewage as waste. It is not waste, it is resource. And it is time that we should realize that sewage is a resource. There is no need to discharge it into the sea or creek or anywhere. You have to reuse it. Professor RCUES, Dr. Bhave mentioned Professor RCUES. He put up the first sewage recycle plant 50 years back in Chembur. That was the first one. Then he put up several for the air conditioning, cooling water in Nariman Point and so on. I was fortunate enough to design quite a few sewage recycle plants, but that is all on a minuscule level. In our report, actually, we had suggested that the sewage should be treated and sent back to Thana district, to Wada, and let the farmers use that water instead of throwing it into the sea. Unfortunately, it did not see the daylight, but sewage is a resource, and the solution to sewage is to treat it, reuse it, and recycle it. I was very happy to see last week that in Bangalore an entrepreneur has started a company. Today the BMC is asking housing complexes to treat their sewage and reuse for gardening and toilet flushing. But that takes only 25% of treated sewage. Balance 75% of partially treated sewage is still a problem. And this Bangalore company, they take this partially treated sewage, further treat it, and give it to the industry for reuse. They have started with one building. Today they are treating 10 lakh liters per day of sewage. End of March they will reach 25 lakh liters, and next year they are planning to reach 2 crore liters per day of sewage to be given back to industry. That's what I am trying to say, that it is a very valuable resource. If we do that, instead of being water scarcity city or country, we will become water abundance country, because we will be able to recycle 80% of water that we are consuming, or maybe even 90% of water that we are consuming. So that is what I would suggest is the solution, to reuse and recycle, not to dispose.
Okay. Yogen sir, I would appreciate we will take about the solution part later. But my problem is what I can, again coming back to you, what is the sewage, whatever is discharged untreated, because still that plants are not established, what is happening to the environment? That particular, maybe in a 1 minute.
Okay, since we are talking only of sewage discharge, majority of sewage of Bombay was being discharged or is being discharged into the oceans, maybe via the creeks, maybe via the nalas, whatever route, but they go into the ocean. When I was a child or when I was in school and college, the ocean used to be absolutely black. We could not go into the water at Chopati or Colaba, Gateway of India. Today I am happy to say that the color from dark black has changed to, let's call it dark blue, blackish blue. So there is improvement. But to answer the question, what is happening, untreated sewage is polluting the sea. Then I can expand it further that it is affecting the marine ecology, the marine life. You can go on further and further. But basically, untreated sewage discharge was affecting the water quality in the oceans around Mumbai. But more important, it is affecting the health of people of Mumbai. Whether you will say why it is going in the sea, how it is affecting my health. No, there is always a cause and effect to every action that we do. And this discharge of untreated sewage ultimately is affecting the human health of the city of Bombay, definitely. And I am hopeful that we will soon be partially overcoming this.
Yes, yes. Thank you. My point is actually that only, because you will find that in Marathi you say Nemichi yeto pausada. Okay. So Mumbai you will find that waterborne diseases, that is the main issue. And not only Mumbai, we can talk about India. And GDP of the India is affected because of that, say, waterborne diseases. And there is lots of aspects or lot of effect because of waterborne diseases. And it is mainly because of untreated discharge of the sewage into the water. And I always say, we are talking about what is the impact of COVID. I always say it is happening after 100 years. This is happening every year. Nobody is talking about that. Anyway, when I said water and about the Mumbai, that everybody is aware that in Purane Zamane mein there were 4 rivers in the, say, Mumbai. Lots of good small and ponds were in the Mumbai. Say, I stay at Daisar and that Daisar river is passing near my home, but now that it is no longer river. Say, you go back to the history and you will find that famous song, Hindi song, का तू जमुना की धार मैं यमुना का धारा, that particular song was shooting was done in near Daisar river, and they have shown it as a Ganga, to Ganga ki धार. So that is what done at Daisar. Please note that, and you will find that number of that is the reason that Bollywood is established in Mumbai. They can show anything, na? So that is the point. Now it is no longer river. My point is what? See, similarly, there were so many rivers were there, so many lakes are there, so many small ponds are there, and it is just dying, or I can say it is dead rather than. It is happened that it is our two of the panelists, that is what Dr. Bhave, Professor Bhave and Dr. Milind Kulkarni, they are on the expert panel about what the lake rejuvenation project. So with this, I am just coming to Dr. Kulkarni, that my point is what is the status of small ponds or lakes in Mumbai and what are the reasons? Definitely status, it is not good. So what are the reasons?
Yes, so thank you, Dr. Ajit Salvi. You have taken a very good point, because all civilization is possible because of rivers, no? Where the civilization happened? By the banks of rivers, Ganga, Yamuna. And then we are killing these rivers, isn't it? So earlier, as you told rightly, they were the rivers, Miti rivers, Dahisar river, Poisar river. But can we call them rivers now, today? No, not at all, because their color is black. So what is the ideal name for these rivers? Nala. So these rivers have become nalas because we can't see any fish. Do you know what is the level of dissolved oxygen required for fish? 4 milligrams per liter. That's what Professor Bhave and me teach our students. And then our engineers are now occupying very top positions in BMC. So they again insist that when you design the lake revival, we want dissolved oxygen at least 4 milligrams per liter. So that is what is happening. And as Dr. Salvi asked me, what are the reasons? Yeah. Yes. So now there is no dissolved oxygen, as Yogen Bhai was telling me. And the reasons for them are many. Before telling the technical reasons, I will tell you the socio-economic reasons, social reasons. The social reasons is because we are not bothered about that. Because who are taking decisions? The politicians. And who vote for them? It is we. So unless we see at a major problem, the rivers and lakes, they are not going to be clean. So awareness, that's why I am organizing seminars like this. Because I was a professor and I could have just written my paper and with high impact factor and that's it. Peacefully I would, but what I do is I organize these lectures. I went to Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, I meet them. I went to BMC offices. I went to industries, communities like Rotary clubs. Unless all people think that this is a major problem, it will not be solved. Yogen Bhai may be knowing, when I was professor in SP College, 20 years back, I organized seminar on upgradation of effluent treatment plants. He was there and that was the first seminar organized by that engineering college. So unless we come together, nothing will happen. So we have formed associations like this Prakruti Foundation. We have Prakruti associations and what we do, we complain. Unless we complain to the government authorities, unless we come into the media, nothing will happen. If I say my flat में मैं अंदर जाके बैठूंगा, मेरे बाजू के फ्लैट में किसी का मर्डर होता है, मुझे कुछ, I am not bothered about that, nothing will happen. So because I am telling from my own examples, now I am the secretary of one housing society federation. I live in Andheri area and adjacent to that is RTO plot of 7 acres. So in that RTO Andheri plot, all our vehicles, including Sachin Tendulkar, film stars, they come there to take vehicles. And that plot has become a garbage ground. Because that plot, there is आओ जाओ घर तुम्हारा, कोई भी आके truck से garbage dump कर सकता है. It was happening. So we started writing letters to RTO Andheri. Initially he was telling कि I have asked BMC, I have asked police, nothing is happening and all that. And then we say, nothing is working. Now in 15 days if you don't remove, we are going to have a morcha and rasta roko. पूरा रास्ता हम बंद करेंगे. और उसका news आया Maharashtra Times में. Then that news report was taken note by the Maharashtra Human Rights Commission. And they filed a case on RTO Andheri. And then there also he was telling the same thing. Then the court told him, you are representing the Transport Secretary of Maharashtra and it is your land and you are blaming all others. Within 15 days I want all the garbage to be removed. And then literally it happened. Within 15 days all garbage was removed from that plot and now they are constructing a compound against that. The post-waste, there was budget of 1.4 crore sanctioned. But he was not knowing about that. Because this case was there and his own thing came into problem, he went to this Waradi headquarters and saw the files. You know that for compound wall and security there is already budget of 1.5 crores and non-lapsable basis. It is allocated completely. It will not lapse up to the financial year. So why this happened? Because we started writing letters, because we told them that we will have morcha. So that is a social reason. Then only the lakes and rivers will become clean. And to wind it up, why this is happening? Because there are slums, for example, where the sewage from the slums is going. It is not getting treated. Whatever sewage treatment plants are there, I think more than 2000 MLD, they are only taking care of 30 to 40% of the sewage, right? So where the rest of the sewage is going? Powai, there is Hiranandani and all those things, right? So where that sewage is going? That is going into Powai Lake, right? So we were in IIT, I think Sunita was also in IIT for 4 years. And we see that the Powai Lake is covered by these aquatic plants, right? Because what? We use a lot of detergents in our homes and that detergents contains phosphorus, nitrogen. Because of that, eutrophication of lakes is happening. So that will not happen in Vihar Lake, that will not happen in other lakes, right? So because of that, this is happening and the way to that is we should do desludging of these rivers, desludging of these lakes. We should divert all this sewage and treat it into the sewage treatment plants and then bring it. So that is because of the urban sewage generation, all these things are happening. So I wind up here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. But I appreciate you all stated that main reason is what the social. That is what people should be aware about. Otherwise, say generally that the mindset of the people is what? Ki just clean our home and throw the garbage outside. बाकी सब BMC देख लेगी. That is the mindset. Okay. So that is really not the proper way, and Kulkarni sir has nicely pointed out that. Now, after discussing water aspects and the sewage aspect, another main aspect related to environmental issue is the solid waste. And solid waste, we see so many other things. Okay. And there, as I said while my inaugural speech, I talked about you think about each and every solid waste, whether it's a biodegradable or hazardous waste, plastic waste, or e-waste, whatever it may be. There are separate rules are there, separate regulations are there, but still it is not happening. So now at this particular forum, and at this stage, I don't want to discuss about the MSW, municipal solid waste. Otherwise, we will start talking about Ola Kachra and Suka Kachra, dry waste, and that I am not interested. I am just trying to focus, and with that, I am going to ask Dr. Sunita Purushottam, basically, plastic is an issue. 2 years back, even World Environmental Day, there was a theme, beat the plastic. At this stage, we cannot say ban the plastic, that may not be possible. But how to use plastic, how to dispose the plastic. Even battery is a main aspect. We are talking about e-vehicles and so many things. But after using that batteries, maybe you are using for the household purpose or whatever it may be, we are just throwing it. It is undisposed without anything. So my focus is what? My question is what, madam? What are the environmental issues, particularly for Mumbai? I am focusing 2 aspects only, due to uncontrolled disposal of plastic and batteries.
So thank you so much. Question is for me, and I mean, it's a huge challenge because all the plastic that we are currently using, single-use items, non-single-use items, they have actually now ended up in our bodies. How many of you are aware of that? Yeah, and few people, I see 3-4 people over here are aware that it is ending in our bodies. Do you know how it gets into our bodies? Any thoughts? Microplastics. So it's in the air, it gets burnt, and it's very difficult to dispose. Some forms of plastics are difficult to dispose, especially the MLP. It is called the multi-layered plastics, in which, you know, all the packaged food items that are coming in multi-layered plastics, difficult to dispose. So, as rightly pointed out, and he's restricted me from talking about MSW, but it stems from there. Okay, so, and it stems from our homes. And I'm going to, with your permission, ask the audience to do something. Can you get up for a moment? Yeah, and you may now sit down. So, this is to wake you up. But it's also to show that our state of convenience is actually sitting down. So our state of convenience is not segregating the waste. So currently BMC is dealing with unsegregated waste, and over 6,000 tons as per a 2022 number. It is going to be 7,000 tons and above. Madam can give the right numbers. Out of which 60 to 70% is unsegregated, 60 to 70%, and this is all unsegregated waste. And I would say actually BMC should not pick up unsegregated waste at all. And I'm going to share an example of what we have tried to do, and if that can work. It is not that people are not aware. It is only that it is inconvenient. And it is inconvenient for you to stand, right? I made you stand right now, and it was not convenient because I've broken that state in which you were, which is in that state of inertia of sitting down. So it is inconvenient for you to segregate waste, correct? And plastic waste as a problem starts from home, and it starts from the choices that you make in your consumption patterns. And if Bombay is dealing with consumption, it is of single-use items, and single-use items out of which some of them are recyclable, some of them are not recyclable. MLP is one item, and then there are several types of plastic. You will have those recycling symbols, And if you trace back on those recycling symbols, even the recyclability of those with level 1, level 2, PET bottles are the most recyclable, but remember that PET bottles also consume energy to make it into granules. It will take transportation. So the question that we have to ask is, out of the 7,000 tons, and you segregate that into 30%, so you still have 2,000 tons of plastic waste to deal with. And it is all coming from our homes, because it is the MSW waste. And who is actually responsible for tackling this waste? Is BMC responsible? How many of you feel that BMC is responsible for taking all of that waste and recycle it? Do you know how many recycling plants are there for plastic waste management? What happens to the MLP? Any thoughts? What happens to MLP? Do you know who takes MLP? Do you in your housing society have a recycling mechanism? Do you have a mechanism where you're going and giving all your plastics? Do you know what happens to your waste in your own house? So who is responsible? Is BMC responsible? Are the institutes responsible? Are the knowledge partners responsible? Or you as a citizen are responsible? And I actually made Milind remove all the plastic bottles from here, but I still see 2 plastic bottles, and people have actually opened it and used the water from there. That means you're not aware that this has caused a carbon footprint because it has come here, it is manufactured somewhere, and you have also drunk the microplastic infused water. So you're not aware of your health, that you are drunk from plastic and you're still drinking it because it is convenient. I made you stand, right? So you are doing what is convenient, but you're not doing what is the right thing. So the point I'm trying to make is we have to work together as with the municipalities and stop this thing. And batteries, I'm saying the battery recycling rules will be enforced onto car manufacturing companies, and there are rules that are going to come in for that, and that you won't see it lying outside. What we should be more bothered about are those single-use cells from individual homes. That will be much, much more difficult to manage. But the rules that manage car batteries and inverter batteries, there are rules and they will be regulated more stringent.
Thank you, madam. The very interesting part is what? Generally, it is a very common practice that if all speakers say that BMC is responsible, but here something different things are happening, and they are just making people responsible. I appreciate something good is happening, na? देश बदल रहा है ना, देश बदल रहा है ना. So that is what. Otherwise, it is a common phenomena. Who is the responsible? Only BMC. Anyway, coming back to the point, now let us say you will see that after Diwali, the Delhi is always in focus about the air pollution, AQI and all. But incidentally, it happened that last 1 month, even Mumbai is also in focus so far AQI is concerned. And last week you will find that Honorable Municipal Commissioner order that all construction activity in Borivali East and Baikala should be banned because of what? High AQI level. So this is what happened, I think, for the first time in the history that construction activity was just banned completely. So that is how the air quality index is what deteriorated, and this is really a main issue. Incidentally, the executive engineer from the Environment and Climate Change Department of the BMC is here, Mrs. Revati. So my question to you, madam, is what are the major attributes of the air pollution of the Mumbai? Madam, try to be brief. I know you can talk hours together, but try to be brief. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me on this panel with the eminent people around here. Regarding your questions, and just to be very brief, I'll just point out the things that whatever study we have got from that, the factors of affecting air quality, that is PM10 and PM2.5. So from the pie chart what we have, the main is marine aerosols, secondary aerosols, then the vehicular emissions, and what you can say is industrial emissions, resuspended dust, and the construction activity. Now, the construction activity causes 9% and the suspended dust causes 30%. These are the two factors of PM10, I am saying. These are the two factors, see 40% come around, that can be handled by BMC, whereas the other factors are not in control of BMC is what we can see. And with respect to PM 2.5, again, the biomass burning, which is 11%, and the suspended dust is 13%, is what will be lookout of BMC, is what we can say. So that is around 24%. Rest all is again the marine aerosols, secondary aerosols, and the vehicular emissions, and so on and so forth, industrial emissions and all. So these are the factors which are causing air pollution, and the part of which we are looking at are these two parts.
Thank you, madam.
Yes.
Yes, I think maybe BMC is taking lots of effort, particularly the one of the report of the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board says that whatever the contribution of the PM10, that comes, 60% comes from the dust from the road. And that is the reason they are going for the even spraying of the water and all. Anyway, after the first round, now I will be, we just discuss about the issues, problem. And second round, in a brief way, from the all speaker, I will be expecting some solution, innovative solution, some ideas. But that, please try to be very brief because lots of other sessions are lined up. So my first question to Yogen, Parikh, we talked about the untreated discharge into the rivers, creeks, or you can say sea. And there is a dry weather flow. Kulkarni said, sir said about the lots of hutments are there, and that flow also goes into the nalas or whatever it may be. My point is what are the control measures or what are the solutions do you suggest? Because let me tell you, again, Yogen sir has got lots of international experience also. So with that, and with your permission, sir, within 1 or 2 minutes, what you suggest?
We will not talk about international experience because let us talk about the problem on the ground here today. I was fortunate 6 months back with Professor Asolekar, we studied the Ghatkopar Nala, one of the most polluted nalas of Bombay. And BMC was thinking of duplicating the nala to prevent flooding and all. And we came out with our suggestions. I will not discuss the whole report with it, but duplication of nala is not the solution. Yes, Dr. Salvi said, what is the solution? The solution is to prevent ingress of untreated discharges into the nala. That is the first thing. That is why there is a dry weather flow. Otherwise, dry weather, it should be dry, absolutely.
Yes.
So why there is dry weather flow? Because there is discharge into these nalas. So first thing is to prevent, if not prevent, at least minimize these discharges into the nala. And the normal practice, even for river Ganga, it is suggested that you have an intercepting sewer which intercepts all the flows going into that river or the nala. So we have to, as it was mentioned earlier, people are responsible, that goes without saying, but then authorities cannot go door to door and each individual to prevent. So they have to prevent the ingress of water into these nalas. But even if you are not able to prevent 100% water, you have prevented, you still have a lot of storm water coming, and high tide together with the storm water results in flooding. So we have suggested that to intercept this flow and treat it and recycle it. And that is the solution for me. One is prevent the flows, but in wet weather also, why allow that good water to go? You talk of rainwater harvesting on your rooftop. Why not harvest that water which is falling on the road and coming into the nala? So you will have 100% clear water in monsoon and dry flow, absolutely dry nalas in other seasons. That is the solution for nalas. Marine, we talked about.
Yes. Thank you. So basically Mumbai is having lots of dry weather flow, and Yogen sir rightly pointed out, we have to restrict that. Otherwise it will go untreated and that will harm the environment. So after talking about this particular sewage aspect, again in a first round I asked Kulkarni sir about the ponds, lakes and all. and he rightly pointed about the social aspect. But sir, now I am interested to understand, because all environmental experts are here. So any technical solution, innovative solution, do you suggest, or you can say control mechanism, so that all such small water bodies can be conserved? Say basically, in our olden days, we used to take the water from the well. Na? So that was the sweet water. That was the sweet water. And this, I am interested to conserve all these water bodies. So what is your suggestion? I cannot say we cannot go 200 years back. I cannot say do the shooting on the Daisar river. That may not be possible. That can be a dream, but still, okay.
Yeah, so.
Sir, restrict to the 1 or 2 minutes, sir.
Yes, yes. So now I'll restrict to the technical solutions, to the lake revival. So as you know, I am thankful to BMC that they appointed me and Dr. Bhave as experts on lake revival. And we have already submitted the detailed project report to BMC. I myself made presentation, Dr. Bhave was also there, to the Honorable Additional Municipal Commissioner, Dr. Ashwini Joshi, right? So the solutions are like this. So the lakes are, it is a legacy problem. They are getting polluted over the years, right? So if you see now on the lake, there is a particular lake, its color is green, right? The water is greenish in color. And if you take the sludge deposit, out of say 2.5 meter water depth, around 1 meter is sludge only, right? And then the green water is there. So first we have to get rid of this legacy problem. That is, you just dewater the entire lake, because it is happening over last 25-30 years. There are various compounds like nitrogenous compounds, there are heavy metals and all that. So we have to get rid of all that. So do complete dewatering. So fortunately the sewerage system is very close to these lakes. All these lakes are within Bombay city, within Mumbai city. So dump this water into the existing sewerage system. That will take to the existing sewage treatment plant. That problem is solved. Then next is the sludge. Now out of this sludge also, as we all teach, Professor Bhave, Yogen Bhai, sludge also 99% water only, right? So again you can take that water also to the sewage treatment plant. So what remains is the hardened grit, right? So now that grit is not a normal inert grit. It can be classified as hazardous. So our solution which we have proposed to BMC is take this grit to the hazardous waste disposal site at I think Taloja we have dedicated. We can't just go and dump adjacent to open plot which is available. So that is the solution which we have provided. Now next thing is, now the lake will get again accumulated with water, and there will be various sewage supplies. Okay, so we have suggested that all these sewage supplies should be intercepted and brought to a new sewage treatment plant of 1 MLD capacity, right? And as you know, what is the biggest problem in Bombay? Bombay we can have everything, but it is very difficult to have your own house, because land is the problem. Land is very costly. So we have suggested a technology in which on minimum land that sewage treatment plant is constructed, and then of course whatever known sources are there we can take care by this 1 MLD STP, but there are unknown sewage sources, so they may be contributing, we don't know. So what should we doing with that case? Provide aerators. So provide 6-7 big aerators, so which will continuously add dissolved oxygen to the existing water. But BMC is the richest municipal corporation in Asia. They can afford these aerators, because what happens is, even we have seen the Mysore lakes and all that, people tend to not to operate these aerators because they consume a lot of electricity, right? And again the story of fish dying and all this happens. So aerators are also required, and then I think excellent water quality will be there. We will go there and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Say all delegates, you can see that if over a period of time, if there really something is good happening for the lakes and ponds, you can just remember two architects are sitting here, Professor Bhave and Dr. Kulkarni. So these are the architects, you just remember them. Say, I would suggest, I will tell you that this is the conference where the not only academician, not only consultants, but only you can say our RCUES is also there, our research officers are sitting, But apart from that, BMC is also taken the part, and even technology providers are also treating. So anything related to the problem, you have consultant, you have academician, you have research institute, you have technology provider, you have the governing body like BMC, all are present here in a small hall. So that is a very interesting part. Sunita madam, you were talking about the MSW. In a second round, I give you liberty. I give you liberty. But again, the time liberty is not there. So what are the innovative steps you suggest to overcome the environmental issues due to all types of the solid waste? Now I give you the liberty.
Thank you so much. So I think I'll talk about two solutions. One which I did in my previous avatar as a consultant. You know the Western Express Highway, there is a IT park called the Nirlon Knowledge Park. It is right near the exhibition grounds. And that person, they were developing it at that time, and Mr. Dev invited our company, and I was doing that project for designing a waste management plan for the IT park. So they told me what all is going to come, who are the occupants, and then we designed, we said, okay, organic waste this, battery waste this, and so on, and they went ahead and designed it, and it was designed for zero waste to landfill. And I later on went and did that, did a visit, and now EY is also there in that facility. So there is a user fee based model which was put in place with all capex built into the waste management plan for managing the waste. And I think because it is well planned in advance, the dustbins, the segregation mechanism were all put in place, and the user fee based mechanism works because user fee is there, and you know that everything has to be, and we did a behavioral intervention, and it was Cushman and Wakefield that was managing the facility. We had a meeting with them and we told them that this is how you're going to manage it. So the point I'm trying to say is that waste is not an afterthought. Mostly in housing societies, waste is an afterthought. So the other solution that I'll come to a residential housing society in Kalyan that we are doing, which is the larger Mumbai region, we have put in a mechanism of organic waste management and dry waste recycling, consumer training, and we have again trained the facility management people not to pick up unsegregated waste. And we monitor the compost generated. So our aim is that 100% composting should happen and as much as recycling that is possible. So these are two solutions, and I think at a city level, if we are able to implement a user fee based mechanism for housing societies, and municipal authorities should not pick up unsegregated waste, and we have implemented that in a city in Chennai, which is India's first zero waste to landfill city. Again, a user fee based mechanism where we do not pick up. We are the municipality over there. Mahindra Lifespace is just cities as well. So we operate the city and we do not pick up unsegregated waste. It comes with a lot of pain, but yeah, it can be done.
Okay, thank you. Good. Say our BMC staff will be very happy to listen that you are talking about user fee. Say Indore is the #1 city for Swachh Bharat mission, and they are collecting user fee. So in Mumbai there was a proposal one month back. There was a proposal for collection of user fee for solid waste disposal, and Mumbai BMC elections are on the head. So now you know whether it will be collected or not. So at least another 6 months, not possible. Until that things are happening. This is maybe on a lighter note, but still, the suggestion, whatever Madam given the suggestion for the user fee, that is well taken. And I think we should note down, sir, as a proceedings. Anyway, now coming to the, say we are just trying to conclude, but again, I was talking about the air quality. There is a lots of news about some new virus from the China, and that will be coming through air only. And again, we are very much worried that we should not get infected because of the poor air quality index. And so, Revati madam, that is your role. So, what steps BMC is taking in order to improve the AQI in the Mumbai? So, really you have to safeguard our health. So, what steps you are going to take?
it's a very vast topic but I'll be brief about it. What steps we have taken? We have taken some immediate steps, some medium steps, and then we have some long-term goals also. So immediate steps are like washing of the roads, sprinkling. These are the immediate steps we are taking. Then we have started our inspection. Ward-wise, we have now a representative for climate change. We have a bigger department now, so we have a ward-level representative who goes to each and every construction site in his ward, inspects, and then sees whether the 28-point guidelines which Mumbai Municipal Commissioner has issued, whether it is followed or not. Then we have inspection squads which go there, issue the show cause notices, and then if it is not followed up, then stop work notices are given. We have almost given around 450 or 460, I think so, stop work notices, which have been revoked now. Some 270 have been revoked now after the compliance. So these are the immediate steps which we are trying to follow up so that the construction people follow the guidelines and have the EMP for our works, our BMC works. We have an EMP. We are forcing them to implement all the contractors to follow the EMP. These are all the works which are going on the ground. And sir, then we have started, we have given ARI, the Automatic Research Institute, to have a dynamic emission control study to be done for Mumbai and MMR region, because the airshed is MMR airshed. And then we are following with IITM to have the same which they have in Delhi, an early warning system sort of, or decision support system, which will in advance tell us for 7 days early that how the air quality of Mumbai may become, whether for good or for worse, and then which will help us in taking some decisions so that we can take some preventive measures. And again, there's some talk of having a hyper-local sensor system for BMC, where we can pinpoint for where the particular violation is happening, for if you have suppose some solid waste burning is happening or that. So we can catch it there, and then so it should not escalate, and then it should not show in the monitoring stations, and then it gets escalated. So that is one of the things we are trying to put up. These are the few things which we are going on.
Really, at least all those who are apart from BMC, they will be definitely happy to listen what are the short-term measures and long-term measures are taken.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
it's very nice to hear some good things.
Yes. Now, the point is what? Basically, say, you generally you'll find that, see, we always give the reference of the universities from the US or UK, what studies they have done. And that references are always taken. But whatever may be the technologies are there, issues are there, problems are there, research makes the major contribution. And unless and until research is there, academic research is there, nothing can be solved. And now, as I said, we are talking about the Vikasit Bharat. Okay. So in Vikasit Bharat, it is no longer all technology will be imported, all research study will be imported. No. So it will be done in India itself. Okay. And when I talk about the research studies, academic research, so definitely the question will be posed to Professor Bhave. So my question is, sir, how academic research is useful in solving the environmental issues in the cities?
Thank you very much. I am the last man, probably prior to the conclusion or concluding the session. About the research.
But we have given the priority for the research. That is the point.
Yeah. So, talking about the research, which is obviously very important, but we must, I'm little harsh on telling it to you that we are really poor on research. I can highlight, there are institutes like IIT and VJTI, but not all the institutes are like the premium institutes. And we have to have a huge force of technocrats, engineers, those who are implementing it into the field. Now when it comes to the environment and research, a few of the topics which were discussed over here, we have been little lucky as a laboratory, and we have worked on the spatial solid waste, like when it came to the sanitary waste, and then 3 of my girl students, one after the other, for 3 years we were working disposal of that. Can you imagine what is the size of the spatial waste as the sanitary wares, like these are, and how these are disposed, and what is the fate of this? So it was experimented not alone in the laboratory, but it is outside also it was implemented. One of the joint municipal commissioner long back was with us, and we were working on the Devnar dumping ground, and we have made bricks from the kachra, garbage, which was settled, and it was not a laboratory experiment. It was done on the field with 50,000 and 1 lakh bricks which were made. So such kind of research initiatives are taken. Now recently, yesterday, one of my student from doctorate, Lieutenant Colonel Chetan, he has defended his, for the free synopsis. What is it? We are working on now green defense. You are talking about the green city. You are talking about the sustainable city. The word sustainability 25 years back was an innovative word. To be very frank, I am talking it. People used to talk sustainable development. Now everyone, every conference, every hour of the conference, we are going to chew the word sustainability. But what is our effort? How much are we doing? It's not alone BMC who has to do it. BMC, I work with the close contact with BMC as a consultant or as a technical advisor. And we have been doing a lot, but it is not alone BMC can do it. We from all the sects, as a citizen, we have to contribute. Ola Kachra, Suka Kachra, when you talk about it, my timer has given it, because 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I have put it on that. So green defense, we did it. Now when the defense can go for it with 4 very strong publications, he is defending his doctoral thesis. He has already written a book on the green defense. Now when it has gone to the sector where the priority is the strategy, priority is the army. Army cannot have, you cannot choose what kind of fuel is to be used, but they are also talking about it. So as a city, when it comes to, we have to talk about it. The institutes are lacking, the teachers need to be trained, the researchers need to pick up with the industry, with the municipal corporations. In collaboration with them, they have to work hand in hand, and then only it can come up with some research which is going to be very useful to the society. Whatever we are doing it is less, we have to speed it up, sir. And I hope that it will come up and the new generation will pick it up. It will go ahead with it. Thank you very much. There is a lot to talk about all this. Everyone can talk about their areas, but we have to restrict with the time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, Bhave sir. At least those who are not closely connected with the research, they should understand something is happening. And Professor Bhave is always there to guide all these students. And really he is dedicated for the environment. So, sir, thanks a lot. And now no time for conclusion, but all speakers, they have really given us some solution, some innovative solution, some ideas. And I am really pleased that they have not said that BMC is main culprit. So that is a really outcome of the conference. Anyway, I just hand over to your first name? Chaitali. She will conclude this.
Thank you, Dr. Ajit, for moderating this panel so well. And really, it was an amazing session. And as Professor Bhave, who has explained us about what are the problems associated to solid waste and liquid waste and how they can be treated. And as mentioned by Yogen Parikh ji, how to prevent waterborne diseases and what are the water treatments. Mr. Milind, Dr. Milind, who explained about the sewage problems and how they can be controlled and the various technical solutions. And as Dr. Sunita, she explained us, we need to start from our home, right? Yes. Instead of always blaming BMC, we have to segregate the waste we have to change our consumption pattern. It was amazing session. And as highlighted by Dr. Revati, the steps undertaken by BMC to manage the environment, especially towards the construction sites. Thank you so much. It was an amazing session. Now I would request Dr. Milind and Dr. Ajit to kindly felicitate Professor Bhave. Now I would request Dr. Milind and Dr. Ajit to kindly felicitate Dr. Yogen Parikh. Now I request Dr. Sunita to kindly join in to felicitate Revati ma'am. Thank you so much, all our eminent speakers. I request you to please take down your seats, and because we have amazing sessions coming in.
Okay, yeah, please look here. Please one more.